Hi everyone, my name is Erica Marie and I'm known as Chakra Analyzer. So I'm logging on because I wanted to share a story with you all. And I'm hoping actually, I'm trying to see if somebody can help me locate the person that took this photo. So the story goes is about, I want to say 6 years ago now, I went to go pick up my mom. Her and I were going to go have lunch. So I was sitting in my vehicle in her driveway and I was waiting for her to come out. And as I'm sitting in my vehicle, I was just scrolling through my phone. I think I was on Facebook and I was on just like the news feed. And I was scrolling. And all of a sudden, I stopped myself because I had seen a photo. And the photo said like throwback 80s, like 1980s. And I went back, scrolled back up to the photo and I looked at it and I was like, wow, that girl right there looks like me. And to describe the photo was a picture of McDonald's Playland back in the 80s, and it was an outside playland, okay? And as I was looking at the photo, I zoomed in, I seen a girl, and it looked like me. I'm like, gosh, that girl looks like me. She had on an outfit that I used to have in the 80s, it was like an all pink outfit. So I'm just like, I'm looking at the photo, I scrolled in and I'm like, I think it's me, but I don't know. I mean, who would have taken that picture? I don't know where it came from. So my mom gets in the car and I was like, Mom, I'm like, look at look at this picture right here. I'm like, does that girl look like me in this photo? And she's like, no, that doesn't look like you. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, no, that's not you. Let's go. I'm hungry. And I was like, okay. Well, before I put the car in drive, I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, if that's me and I'm feeling it in my heart, like I know, like this is me in this photo, then my siblings would have to be in this photo also. Because I'm the oldest. My sister's gonna have to be in there, my brother. So before I drive off, I decide I'm gonna zoom in on this photo and I'm gonna find my siblings. They have to be in this photo. So I zoom over and I look to see all the kids that are going up the steps to go down the slide, and all of a sudden I seen my brother Adam. He had on these ugly red pants, this outfit my mom used to always put on him. And whenever we'd like go do something or go out of town, she'd always put these red pants on him. So I look at my mom, so I turned to my mom and I said, Mom, look there's Adam right there. He's going up the slide. He has on those ugly red pants she used to put on him. And she's looking at the photo. She's like, oh my gosh, that's Adam. And I'm like, I know. I'm like, that girl right there is me. And then she looks, she's like, well, I guess she kind of looks like you. I'm like, no, it is me. And then of course my mom and I are like, well, if I'm there and Adam's there, then my sister has to be somewhere. So I zoom in on the actual person going down the slide and I see that the kid going down the slide is my sister, okay? So I asked my mom, I'm like, we did not recognize this McDonald's because, I lived in a pretty small town and we had like 3 McDonald's locations, the city that I grew up in, and it was not any of those playlands. We didn't recognize it. And my mom, she had no recollection of being at this McDonald's. Like she had no idea where this was. And we didn't take the photo. We have no idea who took the photo. So I click on the throwback 80s, the people that posted this photo, this McDonald's photo, and I messaged them. I'm like, hey, do you know where you got this photo or where this photo came from? Do you know the location? Do you know where it's at? My siblings are in this photo, and I have no idea where this is at. Like, I do not remember, and my mom had no recollection, so we just thought it was so strange that a picture that somebody took from the 1980s resurface and I find it like 30, I'm in my mid 40s, like so many years later. This was crazy to me. And the idea that I just happened to scroll past it and then I said, wait a minute. And then I went back down, like you really have to zoom in to see who the kids are. So I never got a response from the throwback 80s people. They never replied to my message. But I want to say it was probably like a year later, I was at a family wedding and I approached one of my aunts. This aunt is who we'd go visit a lot. She lived up in the Madison area. So I asked her if she had recognized this McDonald's. And she's like, oh my gosh, that's the Verona, Wisconsin McDonald's, but it's torn down now. So I think the reason why my mom didn't recall this venture out to McDonald's Playland is I actually think that it was probably my aunt that took me and my sister and brother there when we were visiting her one time. I want to say it was probably the late 80s. So I do know location is Verona, Wisconsin, and I know that it was the late 80s. So if you guys could all maybe help me circulate this photo and find out like who took it and, you know, posted it, I'd greatly appreciate it, just because I think it's such a unique, fun story. So if you all want to see the photo that I am speaking about, all you have to do is go onto Google and type in McDonald's Playland 1980 and hit search. And it's literally like the second image that pops up in the Google search. I did my Google search. This was the second photo that pops up. And the article is The Horrors of McDonald's Playland. You walk down memory lane. Here's the photo. So this is the photo that I saw on my news feed. Was scrolling past it and then I said, wait a minute. So I look and I had zoomed in on this girl right here and thought, gosh, she looks like me. And it is me right there. And then I zoomed over and I found my brother. There's Adam with those ugly red pants on going up the slide. And then I looked over and then I saw my sister right there, Nicole, going down the slide. So this is the photo that I was referencing, taken in Verona, Wisconsin in the late 80s. So another fun fact about this photo that my siblings and I are in is I see this photo all the time now. I do see it on a lot of like TikTok videos where it's talking about like throwback 80s, and then they always show a clip of that photo, and I get excited because I'm like, that's me, I'm right there. There's one social influencer on TikTok, her name is Kelly Mano. She actually used the photo in one of her clips. She's a big Generation X TikTok influencer, and I love her content. So when I saw that she had used that photo for one of her throwbacks, I got really excited and I messaged her and I said, the funny thing about this photo is when I asked my mom if this girl was me, she said no, she did not recognize this girl. Kelly was laughing about it because it's a typical like Generation X 1980s parents. They didn't pay attention to us. All jokes aside, I'd appreciate any help in locating the person that took this photo of my siblings and I at a McDonald's in Verona, Wisconsin in the late 80s. Thanks for all your help, guys.